Have you ever noticed how all it takes is a quick thought to make your heart race, your hands sweat, and suddenly it feels like even the air feels heavier to breathe? Now imagine living with this restlessness almost every day. Is anxiety just a young person thing, or is it also part of life after 60? Today, you'll find out why anxiety, often silent, can be shaping your body, your sleep, and even the way you view your own maturity. Get ready to uncover one of the most underrated topics, and only talked about in whispers, among those who have a few decades of experience: anxiety in the daily lives of seniors. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll understand how small actions can transform that feeling of a lump in your throat into a light awakening without tension in your shoulders or that fatigue that seems to never go away. And no, you don't need miracle formulas or complicated rituals, just attention, affection, and a touch of good humor. Why talk about this? Because, according to recent research, almost 30% of Brazilians over 60 years of age report symptoms of anxiety. It's almost as if, in every group of bingo friends, 1 in 3 were silently struggling to control the whirlwind of internal worries. Impressive, right? And it's not just a passing worry. It's that tightness in your chest when you receive the pharmacy bill, the fear of forgetting where you put your house key, or the fear of not being able to sleep properly because your head won't turn off. Now, take a deep breath with me. Feel the air entering, filling your lungs, and notice how even this pause can relieve tension, even if it's just a little. Think of anxiety as those stubborn pests in the garden that, if we don't take care of them, take over everything. They appear quietly, spread, and before we know it, they're already suffocating the best flowers in our garden. But, just like in the garden, all it takes is a small daily ritual, a conversation, a walk around the block, a hot tea before bed, to start regaining control. And between us, who has never been anxious waiting for the result of Chacrinha's Wall or the next episode of the 8 p.m. soap opera? The secret is not to let anxiety become the protagonist of your own story. Let's find out together how to reclaim this role. In the next block, I will show you exactly where to start cultivating this lightness in your daily life. All of this shows how important it is to pay attention to your body's signals and not ignore the little daily alerts. However, for many people, anxiety appears quietly, mixed in with their routine, until a simple gesture becomes a challenge. Take the case of Helena, 70 years old. She was always active. She liked to take care of the garden and bake cakes for her grandchildren on Sundays. But, for the past few months, he has felt a different kind of restlessness. Damp, trembling hands when trying to pick fresh herbs in the morning. My heart would race when I did simple tasks like calling to make an appointment. Helena realized that sleep was no longer coming easily. In bed, thoughts ran wild, and every noise in the house seemed to increase the tension even more. She began to avoid going out with her friends, worried that she might get sick on the street. The smell of freshly brewed coffee, which had previously been an invitation to joy, began to remind her of the days when she woke up tired, as if she had spent the entire night awake. It was at that moment that he realized how much anxiety had invaded his routine and taken away the pleasure of the little things. These symptoms, so common and at the same time so silent, have an explanation. Anxiety, despite seeming like a distant problem or exclusive to younger stages of life, is even more frequent in maturity. Recent studies indicate that approximately 40% of elderly people have experienced symptoms of anxiety to some degree, even if they have never been given that name. It's surprising, isn't it? More than a passing feeling, it can manifest itself in many ways. Sweating, tightness in the chest, irritation for no reason, and even that feeling that something bad is about to happen. All of this has a direct impact on quality of life, reduces mood, reduces willingness to perform simple tasks, and can even affect memory and appetite. But is feeling anxious really a natural consequence of aging? Or have we learned to accept certain discomforts as part of life without questioning them? It's worth reflecting. How many times have you heard someone say, "That's just a sign of age"? How about looking at this topic a little more lightly? After all, have you ever thought about the number of old tricks our grandparents used to calm their nerves? A warm bath, knitting on the porch chair, or even a thimble of liqueur to chase away a bad mood. Isn't it time to rediscover these little rituals as we learn, together, to better care for this inner garden? Have you ever noticed how we often believe in old ideas without realizing that they can be limiting us? Have you ever heard that saying that anxiety is just in your head, just think positive, and it will go away? This belief is as common as saying that just watering your garden will make it look beautiful. But just as a garden needs good soil, fertilizer, and constant care, our mind and body also need different types of care. Thinking positive is important, of course, but anxiety involves physical processes, such as the release of cortisol, a stress hormone, and does not go away with optimism alone. Imagine trying to water a dry garden using only a spray bottle. It may even relieve it for a moment, but it does not solve the real problem. Now, many are surprised to discover that feeling anxious in old age is a sign of weakness or lack of control. This idea weighs like a cement vase on the shoulders of those who already carry so many stories. But in truth, anxiety is a natural response of the body to changes and uncertainties, not a character flaw. Aging brings new things: retirement, new roles in the family, healthcare, and even small changes in daily life. Interestingly, according to studies, more than 20% of elderly people report symptoms of anxiety, even those who have always been calm. In other words, this is not a sign of weakness, but rather of adaptation. Think about Helena. She was always considered strong, but when she felt her heart racing at dusk, she realized that she needed new ways to take care of herself, just as an experienced gardener learns to deal with unexpected pests. Contrary to what is generally thought, accepting these feelings does not mean conforming. It does mean recognizing that the soil is asking for different nutrients. Have you ever tried talking to someone about how you feel and realizing that you are not alone? Sharing experiences can be as invigorating as a rain shower for plants. By the way, if you have already gone through moments like this, how about telling us in the comments how you deal with anxiety in your daily life? Your tips can help other gardeners in this great garden of life. Take advantage and subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and help spread these seeds of self-care. And before you move on, how about taking a deep breath with me? Feel the air enter. Imagine watering your own garden. In the next section, we will explore practical strategies together to cultivate more lightness and well-being. And, if you feel like laughing at yourself, remember, even the best gardener forgets to water a plant every now and then. What if you tried to set aside 5 minutes of your day to give yourself a self-massage on your shoulders and neck? You don't need to be an expert. Just use your fingertips, making gentle circular movements, as if you were spreading affection over your own body. Sit comfortably, close your eyes if you want, and imagine that you are loosening the soil in a flower bed, preparing it to receive new seeds. By pressing lightly, you activate circulation and help release accumulated tension. For those over 60, this simple gesture can be done while watching television or listening to calm music, becoming a small self-care ritual. Here's a tip: add a drop of vegetable oil, coconut oil, or even olive oil to make the touch softer and also moisturize your skin. Many people have found that morning stretches change the tone of their day. Imagine waking up and, before even putting on your slippers, slowly stretching your arms and legs as if you were a sunflower reaching for the sun. The secret is in the gentleness. Hold each stretch for about 20 seconds, breathing deeply. This habit wakes up the body and prepares it for daily movements, reducing the stiffness that is typical of old age. To make it easier, hang a reminder near your bed or leave some upbeat music ready to play as soon as you wake up. After this time, try to write down how you feel. Do you notice any difference in your mood or disposition? During breakfast, how about including a deep breathing ritual? While waiting for the tea to cool, inhale for a count of 4, hold the air for another 2 seconds, and release slowly. Repeat 3 times. This short break immediately reduces the feeling of tightness in the chest and clears your thoughts, as if creating space between the plants so that the light reaches the soil better. How about trying it tomorrow morning? Speaking of recipes, here's one to start the day. Mix a teaspoon of flax seeds, a tablespoon of fine rolled oats, and half a mashed banana. Add a little natural yogurt and mix well. That's it. In less than 2 minutes, you can have a light, nutritious breakfast that helps regulate your bowels and promotes a sense of well-being. Now, meet Marta. At 67 years old, she avoided walking because of back pain. After trying gentle stretches every morning, she noticed a pleasant warmth running down her spine, and little by little, she began to enjoy short walks around the neighborhood again. Her garden, which had previously been neglected, now has new flowers, and a more open smile has also appeared. Have you tried any of these ideas? Share your experiences or questions in the comments and inspire others on this journey of self-care. Adapting may seem strange at first, but even the most stubborn plants learn to grow in new directions when they receive light and attention. In addition to stretching and self-massage, there is another simple and powerful resource that can transform your daily life: writing a gratitude journal. Taking 5 minutes before going to bed to write down 3 good things about your day, no matter how small, helps to calm your mind and ease anxiety. It's like watering the body's garden with drops of hope, allowing good thoughts to flourish even on cloudy days. If writing doesn't please you, you can opt for a small ritual of listening to music. Choose an old song, one that brings back good memories, and simply allow yourself to listen, breathing deeply and feeling each note. Music, after all, is fertilizer for the heart. Now, for those who like to get their hands dirty, I bring you a practical mini recipe for a calming tea. Simply boil a cup of water, add a tablespoon of dried chamomile and a slice of orange with the peel. Leave to infuse for 5 minutes, strain and serve warm. The citrus aroma combined with chamomile brings comfort and lightness, and, if you like, a pinch of cinnamon increases the comfort even more. Marta decided to try everything. In addition to stretching and careful eating, she adopted a gratitude journal and calming tea in the evening. In a short time, he noticed that the nights became more peaceful, his sleep was deeper, and the days gained color. One morning, she found herself humming softly as she watered the plants, feeling the sun on her skin and the soft scent of wet earth. The smile came easily, effortlessly, and she realized that anxiety was no longer a constant shadow. But it's not always easy to create new habits. Sometimes forgetfulness knocks on the door, or that typical Sunday laziness appears. At these times, it is worth remembering the old advice: slow and steady wins the race. If one day slips away, start over the next, guilt-free. A reminder board on the fridge or a note on your bedside table can help. The important thing is to persist, with lightness and good humor. These practices, tested in everyday life, bring concrete benefits: less muscle tension, better sleep, more energy and joy. It's not magic, it's care. Like someone who prepares a cornmeal cake following Grandma's recipe, with patience and care. Now, how about making a commitment? Try choosing one of these practices for a week, and at the end, observe the changes. Share your experience in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you don't miss the next content. Send this video to someone special and inspire more people. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to care for your inner garden. Do it for yourself and for those you love. Take a deep breath, smile, and continue cultivating well-being. Because the most beautiful garden is the one that blooms from the inside out.